Reverend Father Emmanuel is a writer, poet, historian, researcher, translator, and a religious philosopher who hails from Baroque district Sialkot in the center of Pakistan, a place well known as a home of many great Christian Urdu writers and poets. Father Mani has authored several books, and I would like to mention few of the books here. Alam or Darwesh, Capuchin Mashahir, Fakhta Raqs Karegi, Pehli Nazm Mohabbat Hai, Sawan Mein Phool Khile, Fazl Dukia, and he did his licentiate and did his thesis on Belgian Capuchin mission in Punjab, Pakistan from 1888 to 1994. Thank you, Father Mani, for joining us. And please tell us about your background.
Naeem Harry, first of all, I would like to thank you for conducting this interview on when I celebrate 20 years as a priest. I am very pleased to share my thoughts and my background at this occasion. I think this is a great privilege to speak about my vocation, my call, and my background. So as you mentioned a little bit in the introduction, I was born in 1972 in Baroque district, Sialkot. So it's a small village. And I was born in a very religious family. My dad and my mom and my also grandfather, they were all very Roman Catholic people. So when I was growing as a child, I really experienced the love from them, and they always supported me. And I cherish the memory, especially of my dad. I remember that when he used to get up, he was in routine to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And you know that in village people, they get up early. So because my father didn't know reading and writing, he was illiterate, never went to school, but he was a very strong person in faith. And this was his routine, that every day he used to get up in the morning and after taking shower, and then he was saying his morning prayers in front of the religious pictures. So there were pictures I remember on the wall of Our Lady and of Jesus, and he was standing there and then saying the prayers in loud voice. So when I was growing as a child, I used to listen those prayers what he was saying, and I see that had really great impact on my life. And then I had my primary school teaching primary school in my village. Yeah, and then my dad was very kind to me. He really loved me, and he knew that I was very good at studies. So I just want to let you know that I started experiencing leadership from primary school. I was very outstanding student, and I remember when I go back in my memories that my teachers in the primary school, they really loved me because of my outstanding. They made me monitor of the whole school. And I remember that I had the keys, and I used to come and open the school and then see everything is okay. So and then I was the only student who had the scholarship, because I passed the primary school in first division, and I got a scholarship from the government. So that was really wonderful thing for me. And knowing that, my dad thought it better that I should go in a better school. So he spoke to me. He said, "Would you like to go to Jam Kachima?" And you know that is a mission center. So I showed my interest. I said, "Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, thank you. I would like to go." So that it started making a difference in my life. That is the time when I was going every day in the church, and that was the routine that we used to get up after taking shower or washing up ourselves. Then we had a study in the morning, and then we went to every day for Eucharistic celebration, and then it was school. So that was the routine. And that was the time when I saw missionaries, Belgian Capuchin missionaries, and Father Alban and Father Hubert. You know both of them. Very dedicated missionaries and priests, very exemplary. I was greatly inspired by Father Alban. his pastor zeal and the way he was dedicated for the mission, and I really appreciated. So I was greatly inspired by him, and I really got a call in a very early age. I think that it was, I must be 14, 15 years I was
Mhm.
that age, and this zeal was increasing, and I started looking at it that when I will pass the matriculation, then I will join the captain. So that was the time when I met also Father Morris Jalal. So Father Morris, he was a vocation director, and I remember that he spoke to uh, uh, the hostel boys where I was in Jampitima. He came and he said that who are the students who want to become priests and all. So I was the one of them who showed the desire. So after completing my matriculation in 1988, and that is the time when I joined the seminary.
That's a good story. So tell me about your dad has a great impact on your life, and you tell me who else impacted your life when you came to St. Mary's Parish in Jamkechima. So who else was a influence uh,
Yes.
to your life?
Yeah. So as I mentioned that I was greatly inspired by the zeal and zest of Father Alban and Father Jubert. So they both of them, because they were serving there in that parish, and Father Alban used to come also in Deska because that was our center, Deska is very near to my village, so it is walking distance. So I saw Father Alban, and I was impressed by him. I have dedicated my book, which I wrote about the Capuchin missionaries. The name is Capuchin Mashahir, and I
Mhm.
have dedicated that book to Father Alban. Really, he inspired me. And today, when I reflect back and I thank many people, I thank my parents, my mom and dad, and my brothers and sisters. I think they really supported me very well, and they always encouraged me to go ahead. And they said that you are very good at studies, you are very good in your perception, so make it. And they supported me, so that helped me to go ahead and to do my studies and all that.
Mhm. So how did you join the seminary? How did you come to Lahore to for
Yes.
priestly
So
formation?
yeah. So as I told you that in 1988 I passed the matriculation, and I was also in contact with Father Morris Jalal at that time. And you know the vocation directors, they always arrange programs and all that. So he helped me to come, and there was interview, and I was through in the interview. I remember Father Daniel Supli, he was also one of the interview team, and they asked me that okay, you are fine and you join. I was accepted as a candidate, captain candidate. So you know that uh, uh, we have first 4 years in the minor seminary, that
Right.
is the patriarch, and the religious, they also have the novitiate and post novitiate, and then further 2 years philosophy, they were in Karachi at that time, and then further 4 years theology. So altogether it took 12 years to become priest. So Father Patrick Samuel, he was my classmate also in Jamkachima.
Mhm.
We had 4 years there together, and then 12 years in seminary training as classmates. So Father Patrick Samuel is and I, we both have 16 years as classmates. So that's
Good.
really a great history. So I congratulate Father Patrick also, as he's celebrating also 20 years as a priest. So we were only two of us. I remember that when we joined in 1988, we were, I think, around 30 students, captain students. So at the end, only two of us succeeded.
Mhm.
In 2001, we were ordained priests.
So tell me, why did you want to become priest? Because there are so many other calls and vocations. You could have become a professional poet, a writer, or professor, as you were very capable. So why did you choose to become a priest?
I think that a call is always by God. I remember that at that time when I didn't know really what does it mean to be a priest. It's only I describe a call or vocation. It's just like as you are standing uh, in the river or the sea, at the seashore, and you will be not aware of the depth of the waters. It's only when you jump into it and you will come to know what it is and all that. So at that time, it was only like a zeal, I want to become priest. I want to dedicate my life. I was very much impressed by Father Alban, his lifestyle, the way he was loved by people, the way he loved people. And that's how I started thinking that if the missionaries, they can leave their homeland and they come to us and they are serving the people of God with great dedication. So I thought of it. So these were the thoughts at that time, that we should also dedicate ourselves and commit ourselves for the service of God. So these were the thoughts initially when I joined.
Mhm. So, was there any particular purpose or goal in your life that's why the why did you want to become a priest, and what did you want to accomplish when you become a priest?
Yeah. Uh, I remember that that was the time when I was also in the school reading the books, religious books, and especially the life of Saint Francis. I remember that Father Alban gave me one book about the life of Saint Francis. So when I started reading that, I was also inspired by Saint Francis. So as Saint Francis dedicated himself, left everything, and for the service of God, and he started living the life. So I was inspired by that, and these were the thoughts that I should dedicate myself for the work of God. And I'm thankful to God today when I reflect back and I think that when I started my journey, so that zeal to serve God is still there. It has not gone. And I remember that although we face many challenges, difficulties, problems they come across, but God has always been very kind to me, and it is because of God's help and grace that I am still serving Him in the Church of England now. Yeah.
Mhm, mhm. So, what I understand is, since you are very capable, very intelligent, and you wanted to use your intelligence to serve the people of God in Pakistani Church and with the Capuchin Order. You are a poet, you are a writer, you are an author, you have authored many books, and I think you wanted to use all your talents for the people of God by becoming a priest. Okay, so you became a priest. In what year?
It was 2001. I remember that Bishop Armando died in year 2000, and there wasn't any bishop at that time. So Bishop Andrew came from Multan, and he ordained me and Father Patrick Samuel. So it was on 6th of January 2001. So on this 6th, it is 20 years we have completed.
So tell me any memories that you have about your ordination day, any pleasant memories about that. That's a very important and very special, a big day for a life of a priest and his family.
Yes, as you know that it is a long wait, when you reach to that destination, and many times you have the difficulties and sometimes doubts also, that will you succeed it, what will happen and all that. And when we were sure that now God is there and He's helping us and we will become the priest, and the day of my ordination really brought great joy to me and to my family and to my friends. I remember that from my village, they came on two buses because for people it was also something new. They had not seen any ordination before. So seeing me successful, and they thought that it is their success. So it was a big celebration. I remember that I missed my dad because he died in 1995. So he was not able to see me being ordained, but my mom was able to see my ordination, and I also missed my granddad because he also he encouraged me always. So I remember that whenever I went back at my home, and I told that still there are so many years, and I remember his word. He said that the years doesn't matter, and he said your success matters. I want to see you on the altar, and I think that these words, they really encouraged me, and I always looked ahead to that day of my ordination. So I was really filled with gratitude that day. I remember that I was so thankful to God that
You got a special grace on that day that you will be able to transform the body and blood,
yeah,
the wine and the bread into the body and blood of Jesus Christ. So
blood of
that's a
Jesus Christ.
special gift that
Yeah,
the priest receives from God, and that's a really a gift, that's priceless gift.
yeah.
So that's your priestly life. So when you started your working after your ordination, what was your first assignment?
I remember that Father Abid Habib, he was our vice provincial at that time, and seeing that I was good at studies and all that, um, I was asked to go to Philippines. So my first appointment was in Captain House Minor Seminary, in Lahore, Mason Road. So I stayed there for 6 months. That was my first appointment, and within 6 months, I was asked to prepare myself to go to Philippines to have a special training to lead the future candidates to become priests. So I went there in Philippines, and I stayed there 1.5 year, and I had my special training to lead the young people. So after that training, then I came back. Then I was appointed assistant director with Father Slimanjam. So that's how it was.
So they put you in a formation house before going to the Philippines. So
Yes, that was.
you were already in the formation house and you were helping the students, and then you went to Philippines. So what's the difference between the formation of Pakistan and then in the Philippines? What did you learn from Philippines and what you brought from Philippines?
Yes. So I remember that my going to Philippines and that especially that training. So what I found from that it really helps you to know yourself. So that all that training helps you to think about yourself, about your past, and to know what you are. And so it is geared towards yourself. You are going to explore yourself. So the course is like that. It really helped me to know myself better than before. And I think that when you know yourself better, when you know your emotions, your feelings, and your shadows and your strengths, that really makes you to help other people. If you know yourself better, you can help and guide other people in working. So that really that course brought great change in me, and that was the time also to a bit relax and to look back how I have traveled, and I had that journey of 12 years as a in a training. So this was really great time. I really had a wonderful time in the Philippines with other people, those who came for the training, and I came back with a special program. So that training is that you write a program for formation for the students, proposed program, and I came with that program. And Father Sri Manjam, he was their rector, and he said that okay, so whatever you have learned that program, you can apply that to the students. So I studied that program with him, and then I applied the techniques, the learning. So, for example, one thing with that is that that course was about role description. So it means that you must know, you must be aware of your role. That wherever you're appointed, and especially in the formation, if there are 2 persons, 3 persons, what is going to be the role of a rector or assistant director or spiritual director, how the coordination should be and all that, how you should approach the students, and how you should manage your anger or your emotions. So it's a wonderful thing. I really had a great benefit.
Yeah, you mentioned that in your you were talking about that they provided you the opportunity for self-understanding.
Yeah.
Self-understanding, and they say that the self-awareness is the highest form of knowledge. So you came back with a self-awareness, self-understanding, and that's why you were very you left a positive influence on the students through your poetry, through your writings, and I used to read your interviews in a diocesan magazine, and I think you contributed a lot to the to the Capuchins in Pakistan. Thank you for this. So my next question is that then you came to actually tell me a little bit about. I had another question. So you came to Rome to study church history in Gregorian University.
Yeah.
So you are a poet, you are a writer, and it's more a literal side of your personality. But why did they pick you to study church history?
Yeah. I remember that. So first of all, before I answer that question, I just want to let you know that from 2001 to 2006, I served in Formation House in the Caption House, and that was the time when I was also teaching in the seminary as a professor. I used to teach 4 subjects, so that was also great privilege to have that experience of teaching. And I was teaching in the intercongregational of the novices. I was helping them also. I was very lucky because after serving 6 years in the Formation House as a formator, I was given an opportunity to go in a parish. So from 2006 to 2008, I served in Atari Parish, Sialkot, with Father Arnold. So it was a wonderful experience to experience the pastoral life. I think that I missed very much, coming out of the seminary, having 12 years in the seminary, and again spending other 6 years in the seminary as a professor and as a formator. So I was missing something. So that 2 years really gave me opportunity to experience people's lifestyle, how they live and their difficulties and problems. That really changed me totally. I became more simpler in my thoughts and ways when I saw people's difficulties and problems, how they manage their life, and what are the difficulties they face, all kind of that thing. From there, then from 2008, I came to study Rome. I was sent by my congregation. As you asked the question that what was the reason of sending me for church history, I showed my intention also. I thought of it. I said that history is very important because we should know that our roots. And when I spoke about it to Father Daniel, simply I remember, may God grant him eternal rest. He helped me. He said, yes, Emmanuel, I can see that you will shine in that, and this is wonderful that if you go for church history. So that's how it came from me, the desire that I should go for it.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about your Anglican life and then your Franciscan life. So what is the difference between a Franciscan and an Anglican life?
Yeah. So as you know that one thing I just want to share here my experience. So a time came in my life when I thought of it that maybe I can live a better married life. It was not easy at all, to decide and to change that. It was not an easy time. I gave myself almost whole 1 year to reflect and to think and to ask God if it's really God's will. And I remember that in my prayers, I used to ask God that to help me so that I may carry on serving Him. If not as a Roman Catholic priest, maybe an Anglican priest where even I'm married and I can serve the Lord. So I think that God listened to my prayer, because within 1 year's time, I came in contact with the Church of England people. They saw my qualification and everything, and I was in the process. So I was taken into the Church of England in 2013. Because I was never in UK. So what they asked me, they said that because although we know that you are qualified as Roman Catholic priest and we are happy to take you, but we would like that because English parish works differently than of Pakistan, so they appointed me in different parishes. I remember that I had my different, that is called placements. So one parish I had experience, another. So that was initial 1 year was the experience, 1.5 years. So then I was asked to serve as a curate. So curate is like assistant parish priest. And then last year in 2019, year before last, in 2019, in March, I was appointed as parish priest here in Yorkshire. This is called Middlesbrough, and my church name here is the Church of the Ascension. So I'm serving as parish priest, and there are over 20,000 white British people that I'm leading them, and I'm their parish priest. The difference which you asked, that what is difference, I see that the role of a priest remains the same wherever you are. I mean, you need to be exemplary. You should know the parish life, how it works. You are to be exemplary for your people. You should have that pastoral zeal and care and love for people and to serve God. And you should be rooted in your prayer life and all that. So I think from that point of view, it hasn't been much difference. The only thing, the difference which I feel is that it's from government level. That here we come under the Archbishop of Canterbury. So that is the difference. Otherwise, I think that the role of a priest remains the same from leadership point of view. That you have to inspire people, you have to lead, you have to guide, and you have to be exemplary, rooted in prayer, to love the sacraments, celebrate Eucharist with great dedication, and be aware what is happening around you, prepare your sermons well, and all that. What I feel that coming in the UK, it's a very challenging life. You have to prove that you are called by God. You have to prove that you are capable. You have to prove that you are capable to do what you are called to do. So for that, you really need to maintain it. You need to read a lot. You need to prepare your homilies well. You need to talk to other people. And I think that's how it almost is the same thing. It's not much difference.
Oh, okay. So let's talk a little bit about your literary work, about your poetry. You are a poet. And tell me about how did you become a poet?
Yes, it's really an interesting story. When I joined in 1988, before that I was not writing anything, even when I was in first Jam Kachima. When I came in a Loyola house in Lahore, and I remember that Father Francis Tanvir, he was our first rector. So seeing him, because he's a musician and he's a poet, his book was already there, and he was teaching us hymns. Seeing him that he's a poet, he inspired me. And I also started writing small poems. First they were published in Hamjoli, and then I started also writing articles. So I think my coming to the seminary, it really gave me a spark. I think it was there somewhere. The writer was there, a poet was there, and I started writing and doing, and I was encouraged very much. When I sent my poem and article in Catholic Nakib, there were other magazines from Faisalabad. There was one like Mukashwa, from Quetta, it was Bue Madran. So all these famous magazines I was writing, and I was published, and it gave me encouragement, and I started writing and reading and all that. So it's really an interesting story. And I remember that I was much appreciated also by my professors, teachers. They knew, they read it, and they said, "Oh, wonderful! It's nice." So that's how the journey was.
So, what is the theme of the main theme of your poetry?
Yes, I think that the first book which I wrote, which was Fakhta Raqs Karegi, which was published in year 2002. They are poems for the rights of women and children, especially. If you read that book, you will come to know that half of the book is comprised of the poems for the rights of women and children, especially in the Pakistani context. And many of the poems they are about peace, looking for peace, having a thirst for peace, and also against war and violence, what we experience in our society, that there shouldn't be. And then basic purpose, there are many poems about the rights of laborers in Pakistani context. So that book was really throughout the seminary time, the poems which I was writing, I compiled them and I made them that book. So that first book was published. And later on, when I studied further, so most of my poetry is also love poetry, where you experience that true love for human peoples, and also for God and for peace. So these are, I think, a few themes in my poetry which come time and again, like justice should be there, love for other people, equality, rights of women and children, and against all kind of violence in the society. So the poems are about that.
Thank you. So, thank you for letting know about your basic purpose and theme of your poetry. So, tell me, you were talking about your formation course in the Philippines, and you were talking about self-understanding. So, would you share about your personal understanding of life? How do you understand life as an Anglican priest, as a poet, as a philosopher? So how do you understand life so that other people who would listen to our interview can understand that what are your thoughts about life?
Yes. First of all, I think that life is a really precious gift from God. You get only once a life, and I think that, and I believe that each and every person should not train himself or herself looking for an easy life, because life is not a smooth sailing. You will have hurdles, difficulties, problems, but these problems, difficulties, hurdles, they prepare us to go ahead, and God is always there, trusting God. And I believe very much in the hard work. I think that if a person is not hard work in life, life will be treating you in a different way. If you're a lazy person, if you have happened a lazy person, the life is going to treat you in a different way. You have to make out of life. I think that if you think about life, that you want to achieve something, you want to do something, life will support you, it will help you, and many other people will join you to do that. And if you are not having any plan, any goal in your life, you are not going to be anywhere. So for my life, for me, I think that the first of all, that life is a struggle. You don't look for an easy life. The easy life doesn't happen in this world. You have to struggle, you have to work, you have to earn, even you have to earn your respect, and you have to earn what you want to be. If you want to be known as a poet, for example, you have to earn this, you have to work for it. It's not an easy thing. If you want to become a good priest, you have to work for it, you have to prove that you are called by God. The people, they can see from our life very clearly if you are called by God or not. So I think that for me, as you have asked, that the life is what you want to make out of it. So that's what I have been trying. I have been working very hard, and I know that when you work hard and you pray to God, there are many things which we can't do. They are out of our reach.
Right.
But God is able to do what we can't. We need to trust Him. So from our part, we should do what we are asked to do, or what we should to do, what we ought to do. And what we can't do, we should leave on God. So that is my philosophy. That's what I have been doing. And it has been a wonderful thing God has done a wonderful thing with me. Yeah.
So, so what would you tell the youth, since you are a young priest, and what would you tell the youth of today, or especially the young priests and the young seminarians? What would you advise them to what to do if they go for that kind of life that you have adopted?
I would like to give advice to young people uh, that have a goal in your life. And at this time, we know that the world needs young people. The world needs priests, good priests, those who love people, those who are dedicated priests. Uh, and I would like to say that if you feel the call to serve God, go for it. God is there. Uh, it is not going to be an easy life. You need to overcome many trials and tribulations which come across. But ultimately, if you carry on working and you are a strong person, God is there to help you, and there will be many people, those who will support you on your way. So my advice to young people, those who especially want to become priests, those who want to come, those who want to serve God, I think they should offer themselves to God, and uh, and they should try serving God. We should give ourselves a go, because just standing and from far, you will not make anything. It's just you come, you experience, you try. If it is God's will, you will go through it. If not, no problem. But at least you would have tried. So that is my advice, that we should try something if we feel that this is a call from God. This is what I would like.
Mhm. So, one personal question. What was the reaction of your family when since you came from a very traditional Catholic family, and they were Catholics for more than a century, and you left and you made your own decision, and how did they react?
Yeah. I remember that it was not easy thing for them, and from our families and Pakistani culture and all that it is not easy for them, and it was not easy for me also, to change and to join. But I think that ultimately you have to make decisions somewhere. And I say that if you don't decide in time where you have to decide, if you don't decide, then you are going to suffer for the rest of your life. Because somewhere the circumstances of your life, they ask you to make decision. So now I feel I made a right decision. God was there helping me, guiding me, and so first I always say to my friends also with whom I talk, I say, first make a decision and then own it. Say that you have decided. Reaction of my family was very strong. They didn't like at all that I should get married or something and all that. It gave them hurt feelings and all that. But my mom was very kind, although she felt bad that I was, but she still was saying, okay, it's your decision and all that. And I think, as I told you, that when they came to know that I'm still serving God, so they changed their views. They said, okay, so that's good that he's serving God. Although he's not, in this way as a Roman Catholic priest, but as a Anglican priest, he's serving God. So he's in the same line almost. So they changed. So as I told you, that it did not take me long time to change over. So it took me only one year's time. I think it was very fast procedure and all that. So later on, after some time, they accepted what
They understood.
they understood it.
Mhm.
But initial reaction, that was very strong.
Okay, so last question. You're very good looking, very smart. So, what is the secret of your beauty? Would you share with us? Yeah.
Really? Okay, I believe if you are saying. I think that we should take care of ourselves, like regular exercise, reading good books, taking care of ourselves. I have seen now, as you grow in age, in the years and all that, somewhere we should be moderate in our eating what we eat. We
Right.
should take care of it. Because if we will not take care of it, then the things will go other way around.
Right.
So I take care of my food, what I eat, and also I take regular exercise now. I've started, uh, and then I read books, good books, and then I feel happy about it. I enjoy my present moments. I think that's very important. That to enjoy your present moment and enjoy your life. Uh, I think that life is very short. The what is happening around us. We experience so many deaths around us. Because of coronavirus now, it's a fear and all that. But I think that to enjoy your present moments, it's very important. That's what I do, and I feel very happy about my creativity. As you know that I'm doing a lot of work about my poetry that is published. People appreciate that. I feel happy. I'm thankful to God, and also I have joined now NCN TV. I'm a director of it, and we are having different program. It's a great feedback from people. When I was in the seminary, I liked different programs, and I got that confidence from there. Whatever I am today, I'm thankful to God first of all for all His blessings and His hand upon me, and I'm thankful to all my professors, those who taught me, my friends with whom I lived, and currently I'm thankful to my lovely wife Fauzia. She hails from a very religious family from St. Anthony Parish, Lahore, and she is a great help to me in my ministry. She knows all that altar work and all that. She decorates the church and all that. She takes great interest. She is very much appreciated by our parish community here because of her that zeal and her love for the church and all that. And I think that whatever I am now, the happy and joy is there. That is very much also I would give credit to my wife, Fauzia. And I'm really thankful to God because I think whatever we have, all these blessings, they are from God.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing your life and especially your secret with us. Thank you very much.